Hi guys, this month my upcycling project is going to be this bad boy, which is a health ray sun lamp. Back in the 1950s, before there was something called sunlight, you used to sit in front of these things and it used to make you healthy. So inside there you've got an infrared heat lamp, or just a, I don't know, chicken lamp. You've got some chickens, which obviously kept people healthy. Maybe it did in the UK, because the UK is pretty grey. Might have worked. But also, I don't know if you can see in there, is a couple of carbon rods. And it's an arc light, or I'm not sure what you want to call it. So you have the infrared heating element at the back, and in front of it you've got a chuffing welding torch. I'm not sure how that's meant to keep you healthy. It must have been scary as hell. And you know, it'd be rude to start taking the bits and pieces out of this before we actually try it out. So, because I'm scared of knackering my camera, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to get my old mobile phone out, the one I used to use in the first few videos, which is well past its sell-by date, because I don't know if it'll damage the photo cells in it or something daft. I'm going to put a plug on this. I've got no plug at the minute. And then stand a long way away from it and switch it on. And yeah, I'm hoping it's going to be completely scary, to be honest with you. But the plan basically is to rip the guts out. So I actually really like the fact it's kind of burnt and rusty. It's just kind of a bit scary in its own right. So I'm not really going to change the way it looks. I kind of like the fact it's a bit looking like that. So I might lacquer it just to keep it in stasis and give it a bit of shine, but keep the patina look of it. However, I'm going to rip out the round heating element thing inside there, and also the welding sticks. And it's quite an expensive option really, but on eBay you can get, they call it a plasma plate, I think it's called. You know, if you remember the Borg charging stations on Star Trek Next Generation? Well, behind their heads was a plasma plate, like the crackled of lightning discs, and it just by chance it's the same size as what's in there. It's a 6-inch disc, so it would replace in there and give kind of a welding archy effect. Why you'd want that, because it's not exactly relaxing to sit around, but kind of funky for what it is. And then I was also thinking of getting a vintage style LED light bulb in there as well, so you've got something a bit more relaxing. So kind of flipping it around really, so we'll have the light bulb at the front and the lighting effect behind it, but I doubt you'd ever run them together anyway. So yeah, that's what we're going to go for. So it's going to be quite an expensive one, because the plasma plate works out about 60 quid I think online, and for a hole in an LED again you're talking best part of a tenner I think. So it's not going to be a cheap one this month. I think it'll look pretty funky when it's done. So since my last video I've actually spent a couple hours on Google on a health ray hunt, and I've not found a right lot, to be honest with you. I found a couple of adverts for the original health ray, professing its amazing qualities in healing and well, health giving, I guess. But I've not actually found many health rays. I couldn't find any for sale anywhere on eBay and stuff like that, which I thought I'd find loads. And basically the only one I found on Google was in the museum. It looks a bit shinier than this one. It was all chrome plated by the looks of it, but it's all stainless. But say, it would look pretty much the same thing. So I'm a little bit concerned that my plans to chop up something that's possibly rare, possibly a little bit valuable, not crazy valuable, but also it seems a shame to destroy something that is possibly so rare and make it into just a light. So I've opted to move away from the plasma disc idea, for the simple reason I'd have to rip the back of the mechanics out of it to make it fit in the casing. I'm just going to go for a straight, dead simple lamp and lamp holder, the vintage style or filament LED style bulb in it, and straight onto a lamp cable. So nothing spectacular, and it means I can build it hopefully into the case so it can be removed, and if you really wanted to, plug it in and give it a whirl. So what I'm doing right now is I'm hooking it up because I want to give it a try. I'm kind of really curious to see what happens. Looking into it, it's kind of interesting actually. It wasn't until I opened up the back I realised how it vaguely worked. So it's just literally a straight circuit. And so literally you got a straight circuit, in and out, there's nothing in there at all. And what happens is it goes through a heating element, like a cooker element or something's found in a fan. Obviously loads the circuit so it's not a direct short and blows the fuse straight away. And then it goes through the carbon rods which the electricity arcs across, which hopefully is going to be scary as hell. I'm kind of looking forward to it, to be honest with you. Now the interesting thing is, I was reading some of the notes put on the museum, and there's all sorts of stories on there of people who were trapped with it as kids. So they were taught to sit in front of the sun lamp as kids, as sickly kids and stuff, to improve their health. And there's one person who even mentioned it made her skin go brown and blotchy. That's called melanoma. But it's okay because it was treated and cleared with an illegal bleach. Amazing stories. Okay, so far so good. I've got my welding mask. I'm not taking any chance. I don't know what glasses you're supposed to wear, but this'll do. I've got my light, just in case I do pop all the fuses. I've actually plugged it in delicately, and all the lights are still on. That's a good sign, I think. So I'm going to go and stand on that piece of wood on the floor. Let's see what happens. Oh, that's awesome. It's good through a welding mask. Let's do the welding mask. Oh, feeling healthier already. How cool was that? So it works, it's awesome. I can't destroy it, I cannot destroy that at all. So simple lamp it is. We're going to do it in a way where you can just take it away and have a play with the fun dial on the back still. Let's make something cool. I'm going to leave the plug on, so maybe it can come out as a party piece, I don't know. No. Naughty. No. It turns out what I thought was cool patina is actually on the whole just dirty grime, to be honest with you. So I'm giving it a once over with some fine grade steel wool just to get the yuck off. Just look at that burnt aged surface. That's brilliant, absolutely love it. Before and after. That's obviously why the one in the museum looked a lot shinier than this one. That's what it looks like after now cleaning up. I actually think it looks that good. I'm not even going to bother lacquering it. So it's come up really well. It's not super shiny, it's kind of like that kind of patinaed, worn through kind of look, but I think it looks awesome as is. And also, obviously, if I lacquer it, it detracts from its originality as well, so it makes sense to leave it all the same. Okay, eBay purchases have arrived. Simple bulb holder, LED filament, oldie worldy looking bulb. It's a kind of a low, thin profile one, so it fits just in front of the elements there. It has to go from the top down rather than bottom up, otherwise it crashes on the nuts, but apart from that, it looks pretty good hopefully. And the inline switch, they all came to less than 20 quid delivered off eBay. Okay, I've modified the lamp holder, so I've got a little hole I just filed in so I can get the wire through. I've chopped the front edge off it so that it fits up flush to the front, without impacting on the electrodes. I've painted the bulb holder. To do that I used grey mode, Rust-Oleum, and some silver, which is like B&M special stuff. I discovered previously by mistake, if you spray the grey on first and then the silver over it while it's still wet, it gives you that mockledy effect, which is kind of like almost a metal effect, old metal effect. So hopefully when it's inside there it'll not stand out as being a big chunk of plastic. So to attach it to the lamp, I'm basically going to put that inside there. We'll see on the top there. I'm going to glue this to it, so it's sort of something like that. And then, because I don't want to damage anything, I'm actually going to hold it down with magnets. These magnets I know through floristry, so for buttonholes and corsages and stuff like that. But they're really, really, really strong. So strong that I think when this plate's on there, you'll actually struggle to get it off easily. And that should hopefully sit on there, and it'll certainly be strong enough to hold upside down with the light bulb in it. And then hopefully construct it all without doing any damage to the lamp at all. We should be good to go. I fed the wire through the casing, so there's no damage to anything, no holes drilled. The holder, or the bulb holder, is now stuck to the piece of metal with Gorilla Glue, rock solid. It's all wired up. And so that's going to sit in here with the magnets. It's going to go in there like that. And the earth I've pulled back through the wire and then attached to the original earthing point on the door. So I'm going to test it first of all. Like the bulb in. Keep your fingers crossed. Woohoo! We have a light. So the original flex is actually relatively stiff and when you bend it quite tight, so I've put self-amalgamating tape around the bottom there to stop it from dropping through, and then it holds itself in place up the top, so you can't really see it up there. The earth wire I've covered in tape as well, just to make it dark so it's less visible, because it does run across the back of the housing, where it goes to the original earthing point there. But we're kind of done. Bulb's well fixed in place. On the back I've kept the original wire, so I could have chopped it off and fed this wire through there. I wanted to keep it as original as possible, so I didn't want to remove the original wire. I just kind of tie wrapped it so it sits relatively neatly on the back there. Let's give it a whirl. Hey, pat test. Still alive. Almost forgot. I've also got some Health Ray Super Tan Ultraviolet Carbons. Got a full pack of them bad boys. And a few extras as well. They're the two that were actually in when I was testing it in the video. So I'm going to bubble wrap and tie wrap them, and we'll live in the new home behind the back of the lamp. Hidden away, secret and safe. There we go. All done. Might look a bit better in the dark as well.